Okay, we are going to have tests tomorrow over sections 3.1 and 3.2, elimination, substitution, and graphical method, as well as application. Okay, the very first thing that's on the test tomorrow is something that looks just like this. The directions are going to say solve by using your graphing calculator, identify the slope for equation 1, identify the y-intercept for equation 1, equation 2 as well. Tell me if it's independent, meaning one point of intersection, dependent, meaning many points of intersection, or inconsistent, meaning no points of intersection. And then tell me graphically, using your graphing calculator, menu, analyze graph, intersection, give me the POI. So go, do that now on your dry erase boards. Before the end of the period, you need to put any work that you owe me into the tray. Math Excel. Right. Good job. Correct. Okay, I'm going to take the first equation, solve this for y. So y is going to be equal to negative 3x plus 7. What is my slope? And what is my y-intercept? 0, 7. Please make sure you put that as an ordered pair. Do we all understand that? Okay, the next one over here. I'm going to go ahead and subtract x from both sides and divide each term by 2. What is my slope? My slope is going to be negative 1/2. And what is my y-intercept? 0, negative 1/2, making sure we're putting it as an ordered pair. Now, when we did this, I made you look at the bottom right-hand corner of your notes on the front page of them. And I said, box that page in, because I told you you're going to compare and contrast your slopes. If your slopes are the same, you look at the y-intercepts. If they're different, my slopes are different, it's automatically independent. Do you remember that? Now, how do I find my POI on the calculator? I need a new one. This is not. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and type in negative 3x plus 7 and hit enter. How do I enter in my second graph? Hit tab, right? Then negative 1 divided by 2, x minus 1 divided by 2, and hit enter. Do we see in our viewing window that they cross? So like Trace said, we're going to hit menu, analyze graph, intersect. Go to the right, hit enter. I'm sorry, go to the left, go to the right, and hit enter. And what is my POI? 3, -2. Do we see that? Yes or no? Okay. Do I expect you to graph this by hand tomorrow? I absolutely do not. I simply expect you to put in 3, -2 here, and you're done. Do we all understand that? Okay, let's do another one just like it. Do another one.
I'm missing 6 points, no, 7. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 points, and I have a D. Why did I use these? I haven't put in your math Excel yet. That's what that's going to do. Hey, it's going to get done. I'll wait midnight. It's going to get done.
While you guys are working on that, I want to talk to you about what I did for you for the test. I kind of feel like you guys most enjoy having the dry erase boards as a review. Would you agree with me about that? So I kind of like to make sure that I can see who needs a little extra help. But I do feel like many of you like to get extra time to study some way, somehow. So what I've done is I've given you a scavenger hunt on a piece of paper that you guys can do tonight for homework. May I start? Okay, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to take the first equation and solve this for y. So this is -4y is equal to -3x plus 12. Divide each and every single term by -4. So y is equal to positive 3/4 x minus 3. What is my slope? What is my y-intercept? 0, -3. Go to the next equation, do the same exact thing, please. So I have 8y is equal to 6x minus 24. Divide each and every term by 8. So y is equal to reduce the 6/8 to give you 3/4 x. Reduce the -24 rate to give you -3. What is your slope? Slope is 3/4. What is your y-intercept? 0, -3. What can you conclude? They're exactly the same line. So are they independent, dependent, or inconsistent? They are 100% dependent because they're exactly the same thing. The what is my POI? X comma y as an ordered pair, the colon, then choose one of the equations, it does not matter which one, and then finish the brace. If you do not have it written in that format, you will not get credit for it. Do we all understand that? A brace with the ordered pair x comma y, the colon means such that it falls on either one of the equations. Inconsistent means it does not intersect, therefore they're parallel. No, because if you put a point in there, then that's only one of the answer. I want x comma y where x is anything and y is anything as long as it falls on that specific line. Does that make sense? So it has to be very generic with x comma y. You will have 3 problems like this on the test tomorrow, exactly like this. 3 problems. Can you do it? Yes. I have the video too. Okay, next problem. This problem says to solve by elimination. What is the method of elimination? How did we start that? They had to be what first? They had to be lined up, right? X's over X's, Y's over Y's, equals over equals, and then constant over constant. Then we found the LCMs of the X's and the LCMs of the Y's. Board, laptop down. Nice try. Okay, while you guys are working on that, I'm going to pass out your scavenger hunt paper. You can start on any one of them that you want. It's all done by colors. Yellow goes to white, navy, white goes to pink, pink goes to blue or navy or whatever. Reviewing for the test tomorrow. Here's a scavenger hunt. What's happening? Test tomorrow. The review will be online. Correct. Show me. Are we ready yet? Correct, correct. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and start. Are they lined up? They're lined up, so therefore I need to find my LCM. What is my LCM of my X's? Plus or minus 35. How about it by Y's? Plus or minus 6. Which one's easier? The 6. So I'm not going to do X, I'm going to do Y. So I already have a negative 6 here, but I have to change the negative 2 into a positive 6. So what am I going to multiply that by? Negative 3. So this gives me a negative 21x plus a 6y is equal to a 6. Drop down the bottom equation, not changing it, and simply add straight down. Negative 16x is equal to 32, so x is equal to negative 2. So after I find x, how do I find y? Plug it into any of the equations. So I'm going to have 7x minus 2y is equal to negative 2. I'm going to go ahead and plug this in. That gives me a negative 14 minus 2y is equal to negative 2. Negative 2y is equal to 12, so y is equal to negative 6. So what is my POI? The point negative 2, negative 6. Do we understand that? You will have one that you have to do by elimination. I would like you to, yes. Okay? Okay, next problem. You have to do it by substitution. Go. One of those, go ahead and put it back in the tray for me to record again. Okay. It's one of those, put it back in the tray. Correct. Good job. Good job. Correct. Okay, I'm going to get started. I'm going to take one of the equations that have a coefficient of 1. So I'm going to take the bottom equation. So I'm going to take equation 2 and I'm going to solve it for y. So 5x plus y is equal to 47. So y is equal to 47 minus 5x. I box this in. Every place I see a y, I now substitute in 47 minus 5x for it. So I'm going to take equation 1 and I'm going to plug and chug. So equation 1 is 6x equals 13 plus 5y. Every place I see y, I put that expression. So 6x equals 13 plus 5 parentheses 47 minus 5x. I distribute. 6x equals 13 plus, what is that going to be? 235 minus 5x. So 6x equals 248 minus 25x, sorry. Then I'm going to go ahead and add the 25x. To give you 31x is equal to 248, so x is equal to 8. Then you got a big ugly fraction to plug in, and it makes things much more difficult. If you're going to do substitution, you always want to choose substitution with a coefficient of 1. If you don't, you're making things twice as hard for yourself. It's possible, but it's going to make it much harder. You have to wait. This right here, let me finish this. This right here is going to be x equals 8. What am I going to do with that x equals 8? I'm going to go back to the box that I used to solve for it. And I'm going to have 47 minus 5 times 8. So that's 47 minus 40. So that means y is equal to 7. So my POI is going to be 8, comma 7. You have one problem tomorrow that you have to do with substitution. Then you have 4 other problems that you get to choose whichever method you want to use. Do we all understand what I just said? So go ahead and do this one right here. Because you went back to the original problem. You went back to the same problem you solved for.
No, I solved for 6x. I solved for this one. When I got the answer, and I plugged it into this one.
Okay, but you would have to, you dropped your x. You see your x here, you dropped it.
There's an X, 5X.
You
plus.
drop the X right here, or right here. 6/5X.
Okay.
But I would never do this problem like you're doing. It's gonna make your life so much harder. Bless you. Thank you. No. I don't remember what.
What I do. It's instead of times 180.
No, I don't understand that. I won't finish that. You got finished. I won't take this. I don't, oh, that's right. No, I won't accept that. It's right, but it's not the correct notation. That's the notation used in algebra 1. No, it's not. Is it sometimes, always, or never true?
Okay, the first thing I'm going to notice here is that they're not lined up. So 8x plus 6y is equal to 14, and 4x plus 3y is equal to 7. Now they're lined up. Do we all understand that? Okay, bless you. Now, since I don't have any coefficients of 1, I'm going to immediately choose to do elimination. So that means I'm going to say, okay, well, what are my LCM of my x's? Plus or minus 8. My LCM of my y's? Plus or minus 6. Now I'm going to use 6. This already has a 6. So I'm going to multiply the bottom equation by a -2. I drop down the top equation. I distribute a -2 to the bottom equation. And then I add straight down. And I have 0 is equal to 0. Is that sometimes, always, or never true? It's always true. So since it's always true, what this means is that every single point on that line is going to be a point of intersection, and you simply choose whichever point or line you want to utilize. I have to see the long notation. If I don't see the long notation, am I going to count it? No. Do we all understand that? Okay, next. Please dress warm tomorrow. It's going to be very cold. Be safe on the roads and put blankets in your cars and make sure that you're wearing appropriate footwear. Just in case you get stranded, your car would break down. Many of you are already snot-nosing all over the place. I don't want you guys to get sick and get worse. I had no doubts that you wouldn't. Good job. Yes, good job. Good job, girls. Yes. Yes. Isn't the best of one? Okay, are we ready? Many of you already have it. So, am I lined up already? I am. I don't have any coefficients of 1, so I'm going to do elimination again. So what is my least common multiple of my x's? Plus or minus 35 of my y's? Plus or minus 10. I already have a 10. That's negative. So I'm going to multiply the top by a -5 to give me negative 35x plus 10y is equal to 10. Drop down the bottom equation, not changing it, and simply add straight down. The x's and the y's cancel out, and that's equal to a 36. Is that sometimes, always, or never true? Never, which is why it's no solution, and this is an inconsistent system, meaning the lines are what? Parallel. Do we all understand that? They never cross. Okay, the last concept I need to go over with you. Story problem applications. Read it and come up with your equations. What's X? Seniors, what's Y? Children, good. Brenda's school is selling tickets to a spring musical. On the first day of ticket sales, the school sold 3 senior citizen tickets and 9 children or child tickets for a total of $75. What's my first equation? I have 3x plus 9y is equal to 75. That's my first equation. Bless you. The school took in $67 on the second day by selling 8 senior citizen tickets and 5 child tickets. What's that equation? Eight x plus 5y is equal to 67. Please continue to solve that and make sure that you are knowing what x and y represent to answer the questions. I want an ordered pair. You have to tell me what it is. I'm not saying that what you have is wrong, but I need you to tell me using words what they represent. Because it's a story problem, okay? Good job, correct. Let's start doing some of it. Okay, they're already lined up. So what is my LCM between my x's? 24, and my y's are going to be 45. So I'm going to stick with 24. I'm going to multiply the top by -8 and the bottom by 3. So this is a negative 24x minus 72y is equal to negative 600. The bottom is 24x plus 15y is equal to 201. Yes? Do we all understand that? So that's going to add straight down to give me a negative 57. Y is equal to 399. No, 299, wasn't it? No, isn't it? Negative 399. So y is going to equal 7. But what does 7 represent? 7 represents the cost of a child's ticket. So how do I find the cost of a senior citizen's ticket? I am going to plug that into one of these. So 3x plus 9y is equal to 75. So 3x plus 63 is equal to 75. So 3x is equal to 12. So x is equal to 4. So that means it is $4 for a senior citizens ticket. Yes? You have a story problem you need to make sure that you have done for the test tomorrow. Be very, very cautious. Make sure that you tell me what your variables represent. Make sure you tell me what your equations are. And then also show the work and make sure you're answering the question that is asking. Am I clear on that? The test is tomorrow over sections 3.1 and 3.2, graphing, elimination, substitution, and application. I need all homework placed in the bin over graphing, elimination, substitution, application. The lovely little scavenger hunt is what you need to do tonight for homework. The question is 10 questions. Okay, clean up everything, put everything away, and make sure that you are checking your grades if you need to.